Hey, welcome back to the First Responder Wellness Podcast. This is part 2 of episode 100. Yeah, it's kind of weird to have 2 episodes, but they're both episode 100. That's just how it came out. So part 2 of episode 100. And today I have Matty Fiorenza on the show. Matty was one of the primary subjects of my film, PTSD 911. He played a huge role in that film, and we told his story there. And today he's on the show to give an update as to what he's been up to, what life has been like since the film came out. And he's going to give just some information on all of that. And I'm really excited to have him on the show. So without further ado, here's my conversation with Matty Fiorenza. Well, Matty, welcome to this special edition of the First Responder Wellness Podcast. It's so good to see you. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing great. I'm a little tired, trying to wake up a little bit this morning. I was at an event last night in Hollywood at the Avalon Theater, an organization, a suicide prevention organization called Promise to Live. I was honored at that for the work that I've been doing, and it was pretty cool. Like Rob Riggle, he's an actor, and he was in the Marine Corps. He was a lieutenant general, lieutenant general or lieutenant colonel. I'll mess that up, but in the Marine Corps, and I got to talk to him for a little bit, and then he like presented me with the award. Yeah, it was really cool. Yeah, it was
That's
like a whole
awesome.
show.
Congratulations, man.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. It's still weird getting honored, but yeah, it was special.
Yeah.
And then I got on a plane. I got up at 4 a.m. this morning, got on a plane, and I'm in Boise, Idaho for a symposium with Courageous Survival. So I'm here with all the gear from Unified Wellness Center to just talk about the treatment center, and yeah, just doing the thing. But things are good. Yeah,
Good.
Things are really good.
Well, actually, one of the reasons I wanted to have you guys on this program today was it's the 100th episode of the podcast, and I wouldn't be doing this podcast without you guys, without having met you guys and doing what I'm doing. And I wouldn't be doing this without having made this film and met these amazing people, yourself included. And so I just wanted to bring you guys onto the program today to kind of give an update for everybody, because a lot of people, thousands and tens of thousands of people have watched this movie, from all over the country now, all over the world. And I just want you to speak to, what have you been up to since the movie came out?
Well, first of all, congratulations on 100 episodes.
Thank you.
That's really awesome. I don't know, it just like I think back to when we first met, or when you were coming out to the house and doing the filming, like how much we've both grown and how much we both learned, and how many people we've encountered. So just congratulations and thank you. I can't thank you enough for picking me to be on this journey with you. I think nothing happens by accident. I'm just really grateful, really grateful. So thank you, and I'm glad that things are moving in a good direction for you, and all these doors are opening up, and I can't wait to hear what the next steps are going to be for you. And I wish you all the best for 100 more and thousands more of these interviews. And I think it's important, the conversations that you have and the guests that you have on are awesome, and they all have a great message, and it's actually really inspiring and informational at the same time, which is cool. It's not, I don't know. I think a lot of podcasts I listen to sometimes are just, I walk away from listening to it just like, it's like a downer. But
it's one thing I really work hard to, bring stuff that people can use to the show. I really want to have solutions, not just, stories are important. It's important for people to tell their story, but I think it's even more important to maybe use those stories to, what works, what are the solutions, what works for you, because what works for you may not work for the next guy. And and speaking of 100%. What works, we just had Dr. Lipoff on the show a couple of weeks ago, and he talked about you getting the Stella shot in your neck. And so can you speak to that? That experience was really transformative for you.
Oh, big time. Well, that's, since gosh, so much has happened since the film actually came out. You know, I'm really coming to terms in my heart with the fact that my recovery is not linear.
Mm,
Like, I'm not going to be, I mean, I'm getting healed. I don't know if I'm cured. I don't know if I'll ever be cured. I don't know if that's anybody's story.
mhm,
I just know that the biggest thing that's come out of all this is that my relationship with Christ, and how when I get my head gets a little too big and I get a little cocky about things, just being cured of things, or slipping on some of my recovery stuff. It's just it's there, and
mhm,
so um that's been the biggest thing. I've slipped up a couple times, and I've taken 10 steps back for every 20 steps forward, and that's okay. I'm okay with it now. I
mhm,
just I just get back up, I dust myself off, and I've just built such an amazing support system around me. I have an incredible wife who's forgiving and patient, and I'm so blessed to have her. And so, I've slipped up, I've gone back, I've gone forward, and so that's just in a nutshell what I've been doing since the film. I
But
I
that
did
that
have.
that whole journey of ups and downs, that's,
Mhm.
and I remember working when I was working on a heroin script and talking with people in addiction, and that's the journey. It's,
Right,
it's not like you said, it's not linear. It's not all just sunshine and roses. It's
right,
man, there's a bunch of thorns in there too, and there's slip ups, but the important thing is that you get back up, right?
right, absolutely. And that's, knowing that I'm covered in grace, and that I don't have to sit in a bunch of shame,
Mm,
that there's a loving God that died for my sins, and I'm not going to be perfect. He was, I'm not, and I need him, and it's just a
mhm,
constant reminder of that. But going back to the Stella question, so when um after the suicide attempt that was in the film, I locked myself in my apartment there in Laguna for about 3 months, and then with the help of you and some good friends, I got over to the Amen clinics for some spec scans, and that got me out of the house because I have a lot of respect for Dr. Amen, and I was never able to do that treatment. And then I wanted to kind of show up for myself and for you, and because this was a gift that was given to me. And from there, it I heard about the Stella Ganglion Block, and I had heard about it. This is the funny part. I was just talking about this with some friends because I have a lot of people going in and having it done. I heard about it like 7 years
mhm,
before, and when the guy was telling me about it, I'm like, that's crazy.
mhm,
I would never go to that extreme. That sounds like it just sounds funky. And then so coming back to that moment where they showed me that part of my brain, and then this other opportunity came up through another nonprofit to fly to Chicago with my wife, and spend a week there, and see Dr. Lipoff himself, and actually
mhm,
get the treatment done from Dr. Lipoff. And so it's Chicago, it's May, I'm coming out of my skin because I live in Orange County, and now I'm in the middle of the city, buses, trains, all that stuff, and I'm really hyper vigilant. And we had a really bad night that night. I was looking for a recovery meeting. I couldn't find it. We're in the city. I don't know where we're at. And we got up that morning, and we both had the treatment done. Um, and it just, like, I was put under. So when I woke up, I was weeping, and it just felt like gratitude and like grief. I don't know. It's hard to explain. And I'll tell you, I had a different experience the second time because I did it again a couple months
mhm,
ago.
mhm,
But so I just stepped out into the city of Chicago. There were tulips planted all over the city. The weather was beautiful. Like, it was like a whole different perspective.
mhm,
It calmed my nervous system down so much. Like, I was talking to people on the street, talking to people on the trains. Like, it just felt like myself again. I wasn't looking over my shoulder. and we just kind of explored the city for 5 days. And my wife and I was going through the retirement process where they stopped paying me, and so my wife packed like literally like peanut butter and jelly, and like bread, like saved a little money so we can go get a donut or something in town. But it was just like we bought the 7 day pass to
Mm,
take the trains and stuff, and it was like so fun. It was awesome. And during that time, so my wife and I were not on birth control for 10 years.
mm,
Like it was like if it happens, great. If it doesn't,
mm,
it's not meant to be, but we weren't.
mm,
And so we conceived
mm,
the day after we had the shot.
mm,
So, and I've talked to Dr. Lipoff and Dr. Sean, Doc Springer about
mm,
this. And our doctors were like, well, it makes sense that it settled your nervous system down enough to conceive.
mm,
Um, but who knows? But there's been, I think Dr. Lipoff said he was going to write a white paper about it. And I have actually recommended people that I'm like, before you go do all the IVF and all that stuff and pay all that money for that, would just go try this, see
mm,
if this works, because it makes sense, scientifically and biologically and
mm,
physiologically. So yeah, so Jordan's here. She's 2.5 now, and she's awesome, and she's so fun, and I love her to death. And I it's a whole different experience. I mean, starting all over with kids, but it's been a totally different experience. So that's, I mean, not only did it help me with my PTS symptoms and help get me back into life, and then I could get back to the rooms of recovery and all that kind of stuff. It just it's not a one fix thought,
mm.
it gives you some relief so that you can go about life and do all the other work
Mm.
that needs to be done to
Does it
process
kind
and
of
stuff.
like
So
clear up the brain enough that you can actually do the work?
I, it so 2 months ago, maybe three now, maybe it's 3 or 4 months ago. Gosh, I had it done again.
Mm,
Um, Doc Springer, I was struggling a little bit, and I talked to her, and she said, Maddie, because I have a nonprofit that helps pay for these things
mm,
for people because it's so effective, and a lot of people can't afford it. It's not that expensive, but um, so Doc Springer, she called me and she's like, Maddie, we're going to do it for you again. So we went down, and we had it done by Dr. Howe in, I did one side in Irvine and one side in Carlsbad or Vista down in San Diego somewhere where they have another
mm.
office. And I was awake for it
Oh
this
wow.
time. Yeah, and it was incredible to
Mm,
have the experience of it actually happening. You can feel your nervous system just like I was
wow.
crying for like after the second one for like an hour,
Mm,
just talking to Doc Springer and just crying. It's like it relaxes you, but like it's such a hard when you're
mm,
hyper vigilant and you're
mm,
always tense and you're not comfortable in your body and you feel like you're coming out of your skin. When that goes away in an instant,
mm,
it's pretty incredible. And it's just like I wish I could put it into words. It doesn't it it takes all the hypervigilance and on the anxiety and all the parasympathetic sympathetic nervous system stuff, and it it gets you out of the sympathetic and puts you into the parasympathetic,
mm,
which over time you're just kind of in the in between,
mm,
and to feel um quote unquote normal in your body is an amazing feeling. So it's it works different for different people over time.
mm,
Like I said, I think I was due for it again. I probably should have did it maybe 6 months before,
mm,
but some people it lasts a year. I have a buddy that's going in. He was a Navy corpsman and a firefighter, and he's going in again to have it done. I just had another friend that I'm doing some treatment with. He had it done. He said it was incredible. So I have
mm,
not had it's all the people that I've referred to that company to have this done. Um, and by the way, there's some cheap fakes out there, just so people
mm,
know that are
mhm,
listening. StellaCenter.com is the real deal. They do a full biopsychosocial. It's very professional. They wrote the book on the thing. Like, it's
Hmm.
just be careful if you're going to go do this and someone offers it to you for cheap and they're rushing you through and it's just giving you a shot. Like, it needs to be done correctly. So I'm just putting that
Yeah.
out there. But
Well, I
yeah,
know
it
on the
was
show, Dr. Lipoff said there was actually one guy who was like doing, he wasn't even a doctor. He was doing this stuff. And
yeah,
he gave that
yeah.
same warning. So yeah.
Yeah, it's real important that you just, because it has to be an anesthesiologist. They have to know what they're
Hmm.
doing, because you do not want someone to mess that up. And if they miss, it doesn't work.
Right. Right.
So, but yeah, that was one
Hmm.
of the things I've done that's been really effective.
So what are you doing
I
today? What's your work right now? And I know you're doing some amazing stuff with an amazing company there, but
yeah. So I finally found a place as far as treatment goes for first response. So there's two things I'm doing. One, I'm doing my own work,
hmm.
and secondly, I'm I'm earning a living. So I
Hmm.
still go and speak all over the country. And do the training that I do for different departments. I'll be in Pachanga for Pachanga Fire in November. Kentucky. There's all these things coming up, which I'm very grateful for the film, because I get people call me from all over, and it's because they've seen the film and they want to hear how I'm doing, and I'm like, hey, I have this thing that I do, and they're like, okay, great. So that opens up a lot of doors. But I so I'm doing my own work. I found a place. Virginia Dixon is her name. It's called the Place of Rest, and it's really hard to put into words, again, because there's nothing like it. There's nothing like
Hmm.
it. Um, but it's a holistic approach, and I need to listen to Virginia explain it more. And I have been listening to her podcast. She has a podcast, which I recommend everybody check it out, because she talks about this stuff. But basically, she's been in the space for about 40 years. She takes different modalities, some Eastern medicine modalities, cranial sacral. She does this thing called Evox. Um, and there's the Equiscope, and then all the education is around how it's all the gospel. Essentially, she calls it rest, because Jesus told me, come to me and I'll give you rest.
Hmm.
And it's
Hmm.
relational, educational, spiritual truth.
Hmm.
And it just makes sense. Nothing has made sense. I've been in the secular for a long time trying to figure this out. Um and it's just that basically we're a spirit working through a soul in a body,
Hmm.
created by a triune being, God the Father, God the Son, God the Holy Spirit. And that when something is not in alignment with the laws of nature, we have chaos, confusion, and disease.
Hmm.
And she's broken it all down. It's her life's work. She studied under Dr. Vanderkolk, who wrote The Body Keeps the
Hmm.
Score. I mean, this woman she's fantastic. So she's
And that's
just
a
kicked
great
off.
tease because in a couple of weeks she's going to be on this show.
Oh, great. Okay, I won't
Yeah.
I won't say anymore, because
No, that's
she's
good. I mean, this is great because I'm literally going to record this episode with her next week. So,
oh,
uh,
good, good,
yeah.
yeah. She's just like, I've met a couple human beings in my life that two that are like brilliant, and just I've seen them in the space doing the work. One of them is Jay Clark from Save a Warrior, and the other one is Virginia. They're just, I can sit there and listen to her talk for hours
Mm-hmm.
about this stuff, because the truth has a certain ring to it, you know. And
Hmm.
Jake was spiritual but secular, you know. This just makes more sense to me, because it's what I believe. And when
Hmm.
she breaks it down, and it's going to blow your mind. So I'm
Now
excited. I'm
this is the
excited
work that you're doing for you, right? This
for
is
me.
your for your work.
Yes,
Yep.
this is, I'm doing it. I've had some breakthroughs. I've I really feel like I'm getting somewhere. I weaned off a couple of my meds, and this the Saracet and some of the things that we do there is helping me do that, which I'm really excited about. to slowly get off these things, because I'm not working anymore. I'm active. I'm playing ice hockey. That's one of the things I picked up I picked up that sport again. I'm terrible, but I love it. I make sure that I'm doing some stuff that's fun for myself, and actually, working out and getting out. So I'll probably get back in the gym. I've dropped like, actually, I think I lost like 35, 40 pounds. I got really heavy. I was eating a lot of junk. I was focused too much on work and not taking care of myself. And this is one of the things too. Like I can do everything alcoholically. And so I found some balance, and things are doing really well. And then I'm working at Unified Wellness Center. I was able to put some effort and some of my creativity into this program, a first responder only treatment center in Newport, 12 beds, and we have a great team. The owners let me put together a really good team of facilitators. We're all first responders, and we've had quite a few tours come out from different agencies, and they like what they see. The results we're getting are great, and we're able to and the goal is to collaborate with Virginia, so that when our guys have kind of got all the substance abuse treatment, the trauma treatment that we do, when they've come to a certain point where they're ready for the next step, because I feel like rest is like the graduate program. Like, if you're actively using and drinking and you need to detox, and that needs to be done, you need a medical detox. She's not set up for that. She's more of the graduate program when you're ready to get everything back in alignment, and you're open to the word of God. And so we're hoping to just kind of, send people to her afterwards. And I've had a couple buddies that I've brought over there, and yeah, I think her program is going to really blow up here. She just needs to get in front of the right people, and yeah, it's funny how God just never ceases to amaze how he puts people together. And
Yeah. Well,
so,
I'll
yeah.
I'll speaking of God, I'll never forget the day you called me, and I think it was in the summer of 22.
hmm
You called me and said, "Hey, Moose and I are getting baptized next week." I never forget that.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Dude, you gotta tell me that story."
Right.
And then I was like, "We gotta put that in the film, because that's a pivotal moment."
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. And I just,
And now seeing you just continuing to grow and blossom, and it makes my heart sing
yeah.
to see that.
Well, thank you. Yeah. It's just like, it wasn't part of the story at first, but it became part of the story, and it's an important part of the story,
Yeah,
and
for
it's
sure.
why I'm still here,
Yeah.
because there's a lot of darkness in the world right now, and we need him more than ever.
Yeah. What's the final word for all the folks listening and watching this? What would you say to them?
Yeah, I would say, if you're post struggle, if you're pre struggle, if you're in it, um, it's all just a human experience. And the more you can connect with other people that are going through the same thing or have been through it, and you just can be vulnerable and open up and share in a safe place with safe people, you're going to get those golden nuggets that life's all about in those moments. And you think that something's bad, and don't look at it as bad. It's all perspective, and just be able to share the human experience with other people that are going through the same exact thing. um, there's there's good days, there's not so great days, but if we stay connected and we stay connected to God, and we just keep trying to help each other, like, life is, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. So hang in there.
Awesome. Well, Matty, thank you
Yeah.
so much for being on the program today. Really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Appreciate that. Appreciate you, and
Yeah. Of
appreciate
course.
your honesty, your openness, and what you're doing for people. You're doing great work.
Yeah.
So
Thank you.
thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. You too. Thanks, Conrad.
That was Matty Fiorenza. Matty, thank you for being willing to come onto the show and to talk about your journey. I'm glad you are in a good place at this point and continue to be strong. You're doing amazing things. You're doing amazing work, and I really appreciate that. Hey, if you have not seen the film and I suspect that some of you haven't, I encourage you to go to ptsd911movie.com/toolkit. Order it today for your agency. It's available for agency use, for in-house use. It's a sliding scale depending on the size of agencies. So click on the size of agency on there and order it, and put in coupon code PTSD911 save 30 to save 30%. That's only good for about the next week, so get onto it right now and get on the website and order it. When you order it, you immediately get access to the film. You can watch it. There's actually a couple versions of it on there. There's the whole long version, 84 minutes. Then there's a shorter version that's about 50 minutes long. And then there's a bunch of other content there. There's video content, interviews that we didn't put in the film, longer interviews of people that we have in the film, but we put their whole interviews in there. So there's a bunch of other content there. So go to ptsd911movie.com/toolkit, order the film right now and get access to it for your agency to use. And you have access to that for as long as you want it. It's there for you to use. ptsd911movie.com/toolkit. And don't forget the coupon code PTSD911 save 30 to save 30%. Hey, thanks so much for listening. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being a part of this community. And most of all, thank you for taking care of yourself. I really appreciate that. And don't forget, if you don't have anybody to talk to and you need someone to talk to right now, you can dial 988 for help. There are people there who are standing by, who are ready to listen if you want to talk. Hey, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Get out there and take care of yourself and take care of those around you, and go do something great in the world. I'll see you next week.